Toxic shame is perhaps the biggest source of psychopathological conditions that we have today, such as anxiety, depression, OCD, and a whole bunch of personality disorders, including narcissistic personality disorder, borderline, paranoid, and a whole bunch of others. We know that the fundamental core, the foundational core of toxic shame is hidden in unresolved developmental trauma or adolescenthood or adulthood traumas that remain unresolved. Now, one thing about toxic shame is that it binds your capacity to fully enjoy life. Why? Because shame is a healthy emotion, but when it becomes toxic, it becomes an affect auxiliary that does not allow other emotions, be it positive or negative, to actually fully express. You can't afford to live properly, to live fully, because you're afraid that your shame spiral is going to be triggered. So we live a life in quiet desperation. Now, another thing about toxic shame is that it requires a cover up, constant cover ups. Why? Because when you are toxically shamed, you feel abjectly exposed. So you need something to cover you. You feel defective, you feel flawed, you feel fundamentally broken inside. You feel like you are constantly being exposed to the world around you. And we wear layers of defenses as cover-ups. So you develop a false self that is like a facade hiding the authentic self that we feel is being shamed to the core. And this is where we come in our training. We look at the basic understanding of toxic shame. We look at the major sources of toxic shame and how we can use that information to bring about recovery. We look at the brain regions that studies have shown to be implicated in toxic shame so that we can use the information of the research to inform intervention. We look at the toxic shame cycle. You will love that. Now, if you're a practitioner, if you're a therapist, you're a helper, you're a social worker, whoever you are, if you're a helper at any level, you need to be able to look into the toxic shame cycle to help other people to shrink and resolve their toxic shame spiral. I'm going to be sharing with you the step-by-step guide to recovery and to use the toxic shame cycle in intervention. You don't have to be a therapist to attend. If you're a survivor of trauma yourself, or for some reason you have some issues with toxic shame that does not allow you to fully express yourself, to fully enjoy everything that life has given to you, family, nature, and a whole bunch of other things that we enjoy in our life. And we're going to also do some hands-on exercises on the training. So get ready for that. To be able to help you together as a group shrink and heal our trauma response. Now, we understand that the purpose of life is the expansion of happiness, but that happiness has to start within us. If we cannot express joy, cannot express happiness because of a whole bunch of toxic shame situations that have bound all the positive emotions within us, we cannot transfer it to others. I'm Wale Ladipo. Now, you want to sign up straight away. The early bird tickets are still on. You want to jump onto that. That's a lot cheaper. And hopefully you can join me in this fascinating subject. If you've attended our workshops before, different types of subjects, this is going to complement them. And in your private work, in your public work, in your personal recovery journey, you'll find the materials, the contents of this training. Fascinating. Speak to you soon.